Got it up there. Perfect.
Muted.
Hey guys, welcome to the Mortgage Mastermind Group's Daily Mastermind. I'm Paul Baxter, and as always, guys, I'm here to help you grow. Hope you're having a fantastic day. I know I certainly am. It is another beautiful day in paradise. Guys, girls, what we want to do is we're going to kind of build on what we learned about search engine optimization or Google knowledge. If you haven't had an opportunity to browse that class, that's always a great precursor to the class you're currently on. So if you haven't had a chance yet, make sure you check out the archive on the Daily Mastermind archive and watch the Google Knowledge class. That's going to give you a background on what we're covering today. Today what we're going to do is we're going to take what we learned with Google Knowledge and we're going to put it into practice. We're going to take step-by-step approach on getting ourselves found in Google searches, and the way that we're going to do that is we're going to take Google's given shortcuts. So in essence, we're going to take YouTube's secrets and we're going to reveal them to you, and we're going to tie in social media and what we learned yesterday in the previous class on Google Knowledge on how to make that happen with your YouTube videos and get found. So using video to be seen by the world is probably the single #1 thing that you can do for your business. I've said this before, and I will say it again. I know some of you have heard me say this before. People buy not based on what you tell them. They're not buying based on your knowledge of a specific program or product. People are buying based on how you make them feel. What video does is it gives them an opportunity to feel a way about you before they ever get to meet you face-to-face. Or for those that have met you face-to-face, it gives them an opportunity to remember how you made them feel. So video is one of the best platforms for marketing yourself, and we'll be covering a lot of video marketing throughout the courses here. Make sure you pay attention to those, and if you haven't seen or know how to do any video marketing, be sure and get in touch with me. I'll be more than happy to coach you through how to get started with video marketing. So we're going to use YouTube to get seen on Google. I mean, would anybody know who the Whoop'em Gangnam Style guy is if it weren't for YouTube? The Charlie Bit Your Finger kid, the kid that had some dental work done. I mean, people are famous based on YouTube, and you can be as well. So why are we choosing YouTube to start our search engine optimization? Well, because there are over 2 billion views per day on YouTube. The average person spends 17 minutes a day on YouTube. As a matter of fact, there is enough video and some additional statistics that I don't even have here. There are over 1 trillion unique visitors. Well, every month, YouTube gets over 1 trillion visitors. There is something like an hour or 4 hours per day of video watched in a month period of time per person on Earth. It's just amazing the amount of people and just the amount of traffic that YouTube has generated. 80% of YouTube's traffic is US-based traffic. YouTube has become the second most used search engine behind only Google. And oh, by the way, in case you didn't know, Google owns YouTube as well. So there's a reason why we're using YouTube to start our search engine optimization. So what we're going to cover today are the 4 components that every YouTube video, if you do these things in your YouTube video, you're not only going to get views on your video, but you're going to get massive traffic generated through simple Google searches. And those 4 major components are a good title. We talked about that with our Google Knowledge. Title is what the first thing that the Google algorithm is keying on to determine the rank of or the relevancy of your website or your content. A good description. Again, a good description is going to include our keywords from our title. Proper tags, and I'll explain what tags are when we get to that section, but it's a way for you to identify to Google specifically what your video or your content is related to. And then geotagging. What geotagging is giving your content a local tag. It tells Google exactly where you are local to. For years now, Google has been trying to localize its searches and to give the user a better end-user experience and better results on the results page. And so they look for geographical indicators in content to determine whether or not to determine its ranking for a specific search in a specific area. If you have those components, you can tap into those searches very, very quickly and easily. Plus, I'm going to show you this a really super secret ninja strategy. YouTube, I'm sure they're aware of it. It's a strategy that I'm sure it's not the intention of what it's put there on YouTube for, but it's a way that you can really, really go above and beyond what anyone else, and trust me on this, there's very few in your marketplace, there's very few doing what you do that are using this technology and this strategy to gain leverage in their marketplace. But none are doing the last step or the ninja strategy that I'm going to show you today. Very, very slick stuff here. So before we can begin, the first thing you've got to do is record a video and get your video uploaded to YouTube. So for those of you who have not played with YouTube before, if you have a Gmail or a Google account of any sort, you already have a YouTube channel. With Google, once you have one account, you have all of their applications. You've got a Google+, you've got a Gmail account. Whether or not you open it and use it and set a name for it, that doesn't matter. It's all there included. YouTube's included with that. So if you don't have that, just go to google.com, look up YouTube, sign up for an account, log into your YouTube account, and you're going to select the upload button. And you're going to select the files you want to upload, which is your video file you have recorded somewhere, or you can choose to record directly into YouTube if you want to do it that way. If you're sitting in front of your laptop, you've got a built-in web camera, and if you select to choose to record directly into YouTube, it'll just pop open your camera. You'll select to allow that to happen, and then go from there. Now, the cool thing is, while your video is being uploaded and crunched, or your video's being compressed, I think is what they call it, you can work on the 4 components in the ninja strategy at the same time. So here's what it looks like. You'll go to the upload button. It'll bring up a screen with the big select files to upload. You'll select the video that you want. It uploads from there. The very first component that we're going to work on, and the first part of what we learned a little bit about with Google Knowledge, is a good title. It's stated in several different places in the presentation we did on Google Knowledge that the title is the first indicator that Google is looking for. So your title should include your keywords or phrases. Now, we also learned that the closer to the beginning of the title that your keywords are, the better you're going to be. Now, a good friend of mine taught me a couple of years ago, James Wedmore, who's known as the YouTube guru, taught me that if you add the pipe symbol, which on your keyboard it's just above the enter key, it shares the key with the /, it's just a pipe symbol, it's a straight up and down line, and your name and phone number to the title, it does not affect the SEO because the pipe breaks the title off, but it gives you some additional branding. Having a name and a phone number in the title when found in Google searches can actually increase the number of action that you get, meaning how many people actually click the button to go and see your video or see your content. It can increase it because you've got the personalized branding, and there have been instances where I've heard from other people who were doing this strategy that they found them in a Google search, never did watch the video, but because the pipe and the phone number, their name and phone number were there, they picked up the phone and gave her a call, and the lead happened that way as opposed to getting all the way to the video. So these things do happen, and it does make a little bit of an impact. All right, now a side note from where we're talking about our title, we're talking about keywords, we're talking about key phrases. We have to stop right here and focus on how do you come up with your keywords and key phrases. Google did an update And this was the biggie of all updates that they've done in recent years. It's called Hummingbird. And it's, like I say, it's the biggest change to Google search functionality in 10 years. And I'll tell you, when they announced the launch of it, what they did is the graphic that they put with it was a picture of a mobile device and the search engine inside of an Android mobile device, or their Google Now feature, which is very telling. It wasn't by accident that they chose to include a mobile device as opposed to a picture of a PC and somebody searching on a PC. And the reason is because they can see the fluctuation, the movement of people away from PC and into the mobile space. But what they've also seen is that the way that people use the mobile application versus the desktop application is very different, and the end user result is more satisfactory on the mobile version. I hope I made sense with that. I know I kind of went a little bit long on that. So let me break it down for you. Mobile is the future, so Google should be attuned to answering search queries in the most mobile-friendly way, meaning that Google has now changed their algorithm to fit the mold of the way that mobile searches are happening. The way that a mobile search happens, Google has noticed over the last few years, as it's increasing 300 the year from 2012 to 2013, it was a 610% increase year over year, the number of searches that happened on a mobile device year to year. 610% increase. They expected the number of searches on the mobile device to far outweigh the desktop device by the end of 2014. They recognized the way that people were searching on the mobile device. People tend to be more conversational with their mobile searches. Instead of get a mortgage, which was what you would type in on your desktop device, people are asking their phone a question. They're asking their mobile device, how do I get a mortgage for a house? They're much more conversational. It's a much more semantical type of query. It's a much more of a question type of query. Very important to understand when you're thinking about your title or your keyword or key phrases. So the future of Google search is mobile focused and question oriented. Okay? The core of what Google is doing with Hummingbird is a shift in focus away from keywords and directly towards semantics. While the Google of a decade ago was focused on delivering a result for a specific query, a specific search term, Google today is drawing insights from everywhere from, like I said before, your geolocation. We're going to talk about that shortly. They're looking at your social connections and social activities, and even your previous searches, especially if you're a Chrome user. They're becoming intuitive. Your searches are becoming intuitive based on the things that you're already searching for. Search Engine Land's Danny Sullivan, who is an SEO guru, he's been quoted as saying, have good descriptive content, and you should be doing all you can be doing to tap into long-tail searches. Andrew Stotland, who's another very famous SEO consultant, said Hummingbird is forcing website owners to ask, how can I answer questions that customers are asking Google? Now we're translating that into, right now we're doing it for a YouTube video, but this approach is the approach you're going to take for all of your search engine optimization, whether it be for a YouTube video, for your website, for a blog site, for an active RAIN listing, for a single property website listing with agent marketing system. No matter what it is or where it is that you're looking to search engine optimize for results on Google, you want to have that in mind. How can I answer questions that customers are asking Google? And that's what they're doing, is asking Google. They're not simply typing in things like mortgage lender, house for sale. They're not doing that. They're specifically asking for specifically what they want. So that's how we're going to come up with our titles. You know, Tackle Grab April Unboxing. It's a whole sentence there. It's not just tackle. It's not just unbox. It's a whole sentence of words or a keyword phrase. So when I use the term keywords, I'm thinking of an entire phrase that answers a question that someone on the internet may be asking that I can tap into that search. Again, as you can see, I included my pipe and then my name. I did not include my phone number on this. This is one that's I'm looking to search engine optimize for a larger group, and I don't want my phone ringing for this particular video, so I didn't include the phone number on that one. Section 2 is a good description. Writing a good description it shows Google the relevancy of your content. The description section is 100% SEOable on YouTube. The first sentence should always include your long tail phrase. Remember that kind of came up in our Google Knowledge class where we talked about including those meta titles, the title descriptions, and when you put your description together, include those keyword phrases in the earlier part of them, in the beginning of the content that you're writing, so that Google sees them quicker. The spiders pick up. They're only reading the first few lines to determine its relevancy, and then looking for those keywords sprinkled throughout. Tell the story of what's in your video. Now here's a little ninja trick, and this is something you should all be doing, is include with the description. Now you do have to physically type in http:// and then the link to your website. If you type it in like that, if you include the http:// this actually becomes a clickable link when somebody's watching your video on YouTube, and I'll demonstrate that in just a minute. But it becomes a clickable link where somebody that's just seeing the short description of your video or is seeing it in an in a search engine result page, they can actually click your website link without watching your video right from there, or without having to physically type it in or copy and paste. Very, very good way to increase the action that happens when people see your video. Increase those action steps. So here's my description. I have my SEO long tail keywords in the first sentence, as well as the website with http://. Make sure it's clickable. Here is my live tackle grab April unboxing. Those are my keyword phrase again. Each month I open my tackle grab. There's my keywords again. Box live for you to see. If you're a fisherman, you know how great it is to get new gear. The excitement of doing a tackle grab unboxing, again, there's my keyword phrase, is awesome. Every month it's new gear. Watch this short tackle grab unboxing to see what kind of quality gear you get. Now again, I put in http:// and my website to increase the number of actions of people clicking to my website without having to go through and watch my whole video. Okay? Part 3 of our 4 components is our tags. Again, what a tag is, it's a keyword used to identify your content, your video or content, with categories you want it related to. It's the same thing on like a website where you see the availability to add meta tags. This is YouTube's version of meta tags. Use any and all combinations of your keywords. I have typed in as many as 30 or 40 tags in YouTube, and it still lets you add more. So as many as you can think of, tap into those. Use long tail keywords as a tag, and let me show you what that looks like. Tackle grab, that's one tag, that's long tail keyword. Tackle grab unboxing is a phrase as a tag. Fishing gear, fishing, unboxing, product test, pro fisherman, tackle, grab, and I mean I could go on and on. Just wanted to make sure you see this is how you're tagging. These are the categories that I'm telling Google that my content is relevant for. Okay? The next step, once you've got your tags in there, is to give it the localization that we talked about a little bit ago. Give it a geotag. The same local focused results have been incorporated into YouTube that Google has been using for a couple of years now, and they look for that. Plus, Google loves to show Google stuff, so YouTube is Google stuff, and it's a lot easier if you're giving that localization. Plus, it's a YouTube video. YouTube's going to love it. Google will love that and want to show it more often. And it is more important now with the Hummingbird feature that you definitely want to localize everything you're doing SEO-wise. So to set your geotag with YouTube, you're going to go into the Advanced Settings option. That's the Advanced Settings option. The next step is you're going to see a place where it says Video Location. You can type in a physical address. I could type in 3350 Peterborough Place and my zip code, and it would actually put that dot right there on the doorstep of where my home is. If I don't have a brick and mortar location, if I'm working out of my home, or if I want to use the general area, I can simply put in a zip code 34684, and it will bring up a town center, so to speak, or about the middle of the town area, and I can move it around or I can leave it there, and that still localizes me for the Palm Harbor area. Does that make sense to everybody? Is everybody on the same page with that? I just want to make sure that part, it's so important to make sure you're geotagged. I want to make sure that part is very clear on exactly how to make sure that you've got yours geotagged. Okay, cool. It looks like everybody's on the same page with that. So if you've got a brick and mortar location, include that address. Make that address be it. If you're doing search engine optimization with YouTube, one of the things I want you guys to understand is what I'm showing you today can absolutely be taken and translated into teaching to real estate agents as partners. And if you're teaching this to real estate agent partners, let them know, hey, by the way, if this is a video of a listing, you can actually geotag the listing address. And then when somebody does a search for, 3-bedroom home for sale in Bay Lakes, boom, your video pops up in the search, as opposed to a Zillow listing or something like that, a Homes.com listing. You can actually have your video for a specific listing pops up. So this class, what you're learning about, is not only good for you to get found on Google, but guys, this is a great value add to offer to your real estate agent partners to teach them something to help them grow their business. All right, so once you've included your zip code, it'll pop open a map with the bubble located on it. There's the little longitude and latitude lines. If you can remember those, good luck to you. You're a better man than I am. But once you've done that, you simply click Save Changes. Okay? That's all that you do with the regular 4 components. And I will tell you, if you just do those 4 things, you will get your video to the front page of Google. Your video will get to the front page of Google with those 4 things. It may take a few days. It may take a few hours. I've seen them take as little as a few minutes. I've also seen in places like New York City where it took us, it took us almost 3 weeks to get to the front page of Google. We had to do 2 videos and a blog page to get one of the 3 items to the front page of Google. We had to do a lot of SEO tricks, but it worked. With YouTube videos, because of the fact that a vast majority of the people around you are not doing this sort of thing, you will have a very easy time getting to the front page of Google, and those 4 components will get you there. Now the question is how do you stay there? How do you remain there? This transcript option, this little ninja trick I'm going to show you, is how you get it to stick. So there's a really cool thing that YouTube allows you to do, and the Google spiders will actually pick up search terms in the transcription of your YouTube videos. So YouTube automatically creates a transcription for every single video uploaded to YouTube. It automatically creates a transcription with timestamps. Automatically does it. The ninja trick is that you can edit that transcript to be as search engine optimization friendly as you want it to be. That's the ninja trick. So let me show you how that's done. And stay with me here, guys. This gets a little bit technical. but please understand, you do not have to do this as we're going along. You will have a copy of today's PowerPoint, and each and every component of this is broken down step by step, complete with visual slides to help you walk through it. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to go to your video manager. So up by the upload, there's a little drop down button. You drop that down and select Video Manager. When you get to your Video Manager, you're going to simply click on the thumbnail image of the video that you want to transcribe. So you just go Video Manager, click on the thumbnail of the video you're going to transcribe. Now when that video pops up, down below you've got some options. You've got About, Share, Add To. The fourth option over, it looks like a piece of paper with a ruler over it to me. That is the transcribe icon. Click that button. When you click the transcribe icon, a CC option will appear underneath your video. That's what you need to do. So the little ninja trick, just to walk you through that again, you click the thumbnail of your video, you click the transcribe icon, and then that will make the closed caption icon appear. Once that pops up, you're simply going to click the closed caption icon. That brings you to a screen that says Original Language of Video, select Video Language. When you drop down this little menu, you're going to have one option, and it's going to say English. Okay? So when you drop that down, you click English, and it brings you to this screen. This is your actual transcription right here, and here's an option to add some. We will need this option in a moment, but for right now, we're focused on this option. So again, let me walk you through that. So we clicked on the thumbnail of our video. Underneath it, we clicked the transcribe icon, which gave us the closed caption button, and we then clicked on the closed caption button. From here, we selected the only language that it gives us, which is English, from the drop-down menu, and that brings us into here that shows the actual, this is the actual transcribe item right here. That's the track, so to speak. When you click on the bar, that gives you more options. What it does is it actually pops open the transcription here. Directly in the middle, you've got the transcription here, and then you get this button up here that says Actions. When you click on the Actions button, you get the download option and 3 file types. Now, when you get those file types, they are all plain text editor. Do I have any Mac users on the call with me today? Well, it doesn't matter. I'll show you what you want to use if you're a Mac user. I always select the .srt. I don't know why I select the .srt. It's just the one that I've always selected when I'm doing this. So select the .srt file type. Now, depending on the computer you're on, I'm on a Windows 8 machine. It did it a little differently on Windows 7. A Mac, it may do it differently above and beyond that, but you're likely going to be prompted to save or open the file, and it's going to likely ask you to select the program that you want to open the file with. So because I'm a PC user, I always choose Notepad. It's built into the Microsoft operating system. Everybody has it, no matter what version of Microsoft you're on. You've got Notepad, and that will open it on my PC. If you're a Mac user, use TextEdit as the default plain text editor. Either one will work for you, and this is what it looks like. So when I clicked on that Actions button, it gave me these 3 options. When I clicked on SRT, what it did is it popped open this little box, and it asked me to search for options to open it with. When I clicked on that, it gave me all these different options. Now I know I want Notepad. I need a plain text editor, so I selected Notepad from the list. Now the download will display on your Notepad, or however you've opened it, with a number for each transcribed sequence as well as a timestamp for each sequence. The timestamps and the numbers are not important to what we're doing. I cannot stress this enough. I've had a bunch of people try this and run into an error. Well, it doesn't, you know, my transcript, when I add the SEO, it doesn't really match with the timestamp anymore. Who cares? That we're not concerned about the timestamp or the numbers. We're not looking to make a perfect transcription. What we are looking to do is get more search engine optimization juice out of the video that we've already done. We've already got some juice. What we're looking to do is get it to boost it even more by doing a thing that not anybody else is doing on their videos. Okay? So what you want to do, this is what the transcription looks like with the numbers and the timestamp. So I simply went through and I think the script actually says, I'm back here and ready to open. I'm back here and ready to open it up live. I think I didn't even say tackle grab. So I added in April tackle grab unboxing in the first line. I added in tackle grab boxes into the third sequence. I added in tackle grab unboxing again into the sixth sequence. I don't even know where in the script that is, but I added it into these sequences and so on and so forth through the transcription to give my transcription search engine optimization juice based on my long tail keyword phrases. So I've added those things into the transcription. What I want to do once I'm finished is I want to save my edited transcript. So I saved it to the desktop just because it makes it easier to find. I only need it one time. I can delete this later if it clogs up my desktop. Now when you get back to YouTube, you're in the same place you were before you drop down actions and SRT. You're still looking at your transcription. There is a small black or back arrow button above where the original transcript is. You simply click that back arrow button and that brings you back to where you've got your English version, which is the automated version you clicked on a second ago. And now we're going to utilize the add subtitles or CC. When you click on that option, again, it makes you select the only language that's visible, or you can choose from any of the other 160 languages. Because it's going to default to English for all of you. Simply click the English word, and that will pop open the next set of options. It'll say select method, choose how you want to add subtitles or closed captions to this video. Well, what we want to do is we want to upload a file. And that upload or that file that we're uploading is the file that we just created, that text editor that we just saved to our desktop a second ago. Right? So the next step from there, when you click on upload file, it's going to ask you upload a text transcript or timed subtitles file. You want transcript. Okay? When you choose click on transcript, you click on choose file, you navigate to where it is on your computer, you choose the saved plain text file that you saved just a moment ago. And then now you can click on the upload button. Upload button. What that does is it uploads your transcript that you've got in there. You simply click on set timings, and that will do it automatically for you. And you now have your new transcript inside, which is completely SEOable. It is completely searchable. Google will pick that up. The spiders are looking for things like, not looking for transcriptions, but they're looking for indicators to determine relevancy. It's what we went over in the Google Knowledge class, talking about how Google's picking up these things. The transcript is one of the ways that you can utilize a YouTube video to make the YouTube spiders or to make those ranking indicators find your stuff for the relevant keywords that it's looking for. So you've successfully added an SEO-friendly transcript to your video. The key, here's something to remember, guys. It's highly unlikely anyone's going to select to turn on the closed captioning for your videos. Very rare is it going to happen. But if they do, they're going to get an option of, they're going to get two options there. The first option by default is the one that's defaulted, and so that's going to be the accurate transcription, the one that was auto-generated from YouTube. So by putting in your SEO terms, you're not making your transcription funny reading, or what if somebody reads this, it's not going to make any sense to them. Nobody's going to read it. They're going to use the default one, and they're going to read the regular one that came directly from YouTube by default. Yours is just there for search engine optimization purposes. That's it. Search engine optimization purposes, that's it. And as you can see, there's my transcription if somebody does turn on closed captioning to watch the video. And I just did this one, golly, I don't even remember how long ago, but it was for the specific search terms I was looking for. There are two videos ahead of mine, but mine is right there on the front page of it. I want you to notice that mine has a clickable link in the return, and none of the others have a clickable link in the return. Mine also has my name in the return. None of the others have a name in the return. Of those three that are visible right here, according to Google Analytics, the one with the website and the one with the name of the producer of the video is going to it's going to get 11% more action steps than the others. So we've done some good things there. Guys, girls, I know this is a very technical class. It goes fairly quickly. I want to make sure that you've got all of your questions answered. Does anybody have any questions about SEO, about YouTube videos, about any of the steps, whether it be the title or the hummingbird update from Google, or geotagging, or any of the basics, any of the things that we covered today? Does anybody have any questions about that? I know some of you have gone through that with me and the questions have been asked, but it'd be appropriate to ask here, as there are others on the call with us right now that have not seen this stuff. So, and I know that search engine optimization, and especially when we get into those ninja tricks like transcribing, that can get a little bit technical. I want to make sure that everybody's on the same page and is comfortable with that. Excellent, Bill. Thank you, man. I'm glad to hear that, Bill. Bill says even for someone like him, he's able to pick it up, and that was very well described. So glad to hear that, my friend. I'm glad that that's easy enough for you. Any other questions? Anything anybody wants to go over before we end up today? I will tell you, guys and girls, I wanted to do this. We talked about Google knowledge, and we understand the power of, why Google. I don't think I need to sit here and explain that, why Google. Everybody in the world, we are in a Google world at this point. They get 63% of the search marketplace. They are, what was the statistic? Almost 70% of advertisements that happen on the internet happen through Google. Google is the biggest and the baddest on the block. I don't do research to find out how Bing search works, because quite frankly, nobody's searching on Bing. We want to use the tools. If we're going to take the action steps and do things like creating a video and spend the extra 15-20 minutes to get it search engine optimized to really get the boost that we're looking for out of it, we want it to be worth our time. And with optimizing for Google SEO, you are absolutely not wasting your time with it. Steve's asking, does this work for websites too, or are niches better with video? No, this absolutely works with websites too. The key element, Steve, is to make sure that you've got the pieces to the puzzle that Google would like to see. That you've got a whole bunch of sprinkled pieces on the floor. Well, Google has a very specific way how they like those pieces organized, to paint the picture that they like to see. So as long as you're putting those puzzle pieces together the right way, the way that Google wants you to see them, this works for anything, any video, any website, any single property site, any blog site. The key elements are a good title with your key phrases in it, a good description, a good relevant description with your key phrases in it, and then consistency in your updating. And those are the main things. Add a little bit of geotagging to your website type stuff, and man, oh man, you can absolutely get the same kind of results. Now, with a YouTube video, we get much faster results, and that's simply because YouTube carries the YouTube name. Your URL for your search query or the result carries the YouTube name. So absolutely, it's going to get a little faster result. It's going to get indexed faster. That goes back to what we talked about with using the root domains are from a trusted site. Well, if our root domain is paulbaxter.com, I don't have a big name brand. I don't have a billion users. I don't have a trusted domain yet, so my root domain is not as popular. So what I've got to do is I've got to build my SEO using some of the other algorithmic tools, consistency, proper backlinks, or getting linked to relevant or trusted sites. Putting content that has links in it, but constant updating of my content and making it relevant in quality, keeping it above the fold, some of those small things. But you can absolutely do them if you follow the same basic recipe. You got to have a good title, you got to have good quality description with your keywords in both your title and your description, do a little geotagging, and you're in good shape. You're in good shape. You know, the ninja part with adding the caption here with YouTube, that's just something additional that YouTube allows us to do. And if they allow us to do it, why not take advantage of the additional tool? Why not? Looks like I have some work to do. Hey, you know, Steve, the cool thing about this kind of stuff is yes, it does take a little bit of work, but once you start doing it on a regular basis, it becomes easy to you. I know a guy out of Colorado that he's got full-time assistants that work for him, but he still wants to be the guy that writes his search engine optimized blog page twice a week, every week. He wants to be the guy because he loves to do it. It's fun. It's become easy for him. He can knock one of those out in 20 minutes and get the result. Whereas when he tried to hire somebody else to do that for him, it was taking that person a couple of hours to come up with the ideas and the contents, and then lo and behold, it still wasn't as good as what he was doing. And the reality is it wasn't getting the same result. So once you get into the swing of it, it becomes easier, and it becomes part of what you do with your business. And you know, quite frankly, Steve, that's one of those big money activities, I believe, because you're capitalizing on organic searches. You're getting people to find you in an organic way. So I think that should absolutely be a big part of your time, you know, your time block. We talked about the playbook, and putting together a game plan. A few classes ago, about a week ago, we talked about putting together the playbook and a game plan. That's a great thing to add. That is a fantastic play to run for your game plan, because it's one of those big money activities. It's one of those things that can generate you. Let's see if you did it twice a week, and let's say, lo and behold, it takes you 2 hours to do it each time, or an hour to do it each time you do it. So we're talking 2 hours a week, right? In a month, we're spending 8 hours doing SEO type activities for whether it be a blog or a website or a YouTube video. We're doing SEO activities for 8 hours, 8 hours a month. What if that returns one loan? What if you get one loan off of that effort, that SEO effort? One call off the internet, one organic referral or lead that turns into a loan. So what's the math on that? Let's say you make $25 or $2,000 on that deal. What is that per hour? I do not have my calculator in front of me. Let's find out. Do I have a calculator app in here? I do. So what we say, $2,000 divided by 8 hours. It's $250 an hour. I'd say that that's high dollar activity. I'd say that that is big money activity. Would you not? I mean, is there anybody on this call right now with me today, with Steve and I? Is there anybody here with Steve and I that would not work for $250 an hour? I know my hand is raised. I'm pointing that out right here and now. I want anybody and everybody to know I am willing to work for $250 an hour. I am willing to do it, whatever it is. I am willing to do it. I hope you guys are too. Nobody's that crazy, right? I have a limit. Guys, girls, thank you so much for spending some time with us today. It looks like I've got all the questions answered. If anybody's got any other questions, feel free to shoot them at me. If not, we'll see you right back here on the very next Daily Mastermind. Thanks for hanging out with us here at the Mortgage Mastermind Group. And remember, we are here to help you grow. Have a great day, everybody.